I think the Von Miller thing, so I guess we'll start here. We're going to give our favorite free agents, trades, whatever's in the NFL, and our least favorites. So I'll start with mine. Again, Von Miller, I think, is really good, especially for Buffalo. It's sort of like the Josh Donaldson trade with the Yankees. It's more of a character thing than it is like an actual football move, in my opinion. That's how I sort of see that. And Von Miller, I mean, he's still, 9.5 sacks. He's obviously, again, he's not 2015 Von Miller. He's not there anymore. He's still very effective. And on a team like Buffalo that is going to need someone like him going into the playoffs, that's huge for them. And again, you add that to Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, their entire secondary. Jordan Pryor? Yeah, it's Jordan Pryor.
Jordan Poyer.
Jordan Poyer. I always mix them up for some reason. Then you have Tremaine Edmonds, and you've got a good line. Jerry Hughes, Ed Oliver's solid, and Gregory Rousseau. Add Von Miller to that. I think Buffalo gets really good. My other one that I like is Marcus Williams going to the Baltimore Ravens, getting lured away from the New Orleans Saints, who could be in it for a travesty of a season. Adding Marcus Williams to that Baltimore secondary just makes them one of the most elite secondaries in football, probably the best one in terms of just who's there and the talent on the paper.
I agree with those assessments, Thomas, but I have a different favorite. I think the Indianapolis Colts were truly – Carson Wentz truly held them back last year.
He just haunted them.
When
the Jaguars game was why?
You can't say that one player made a team miss the playoffs, but one player made a team miss the playoffs. But sure, like it has to do with culture and things like that when your team collapses. I think Matt Ryan to the Colts is a very good move because I think this is a very good roster, very talented defense. You've got Jonathan Taylor at running back, an elite running back. Some stability like Matt Ryan, who probably aging and declining a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of the Matthew Stafford move last year to the Rams, maybe a little lower key. But I think truly a quarterback was what was missing from the Colts, and I think Matt Ryan is kind of the perfect veteran guy to shore up that position and take this team to the next level.
And it's no secret, Maddie, I'll get to you in a second. It's no secret they're going to draft the quarterback probably in the draft. I mean, that's just not – it's not discreet. It's not being hidden away. Like, we kind of know what they're going to do. It's just a matter of which quarterback are they going to take.
We talk about quarterbacks and everything, and so my favorite trade has to go to the Russell Wilson.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a good one.
I really like this Broncos team that is now shifting with Nathaniel Hackett, obviously from the Packers organization, done great things with Aaron Rodgers and everybody, and so I think when you have Russell Wilson filling in that slot, it almost should be very natural to me. Hopefully, the way this should come out, I think that this team could end up being very good. I thought what I saw out of them, they were just missing the quarterback. They just were not, ever since Peyton Manning left, they just kind of were lacking in that area, and the team had no direction. Now you have Nathaniel Hackett, you have Russell Wilson. I also don't like Pete Carroll at all. My dad and I are just not fans, and so the fact that he's now gone from him makes me much more interested. You know, Russell Wilson, obviously, State, have the ties to North Carolina for that one, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I think definitely the AFC West is tough. I think even if the Broncos don't have the best year, this is a big step in the right direction for them.
I think if they win like 10 games or something, that's a success for these guys. And it's also helpful that Melvin Gordon's probably not coming back, so unleash Javonte Williams now. Really quickly before we go to our break, least favorite, Maddie, I will start with you. We'll do snake draft real quick. What did you not like?
I think
there's a lot of choices here.
It's not even necessary. It's kind of this unresolved saga with the Browns going on, and I have a Browns fan friend, diehard Browns fan.
Oh dear.
The situation in Cleveland is very confusing to me with Baker Mayfield, who I felt was a great fit for Cleveland.
Yeah.
That fizzling out. Deshaun Watson now coming in.
And whatever that's going
to do, he's his own can of worms that I just don't think the Cleveland Browns need at all right now. No. That is the last thing they need. And the fact that, you know, Cleveland didn't really talk to Baker about this whole move, it just ruins team relations because obviously there's some players on the team that probably sided with Baker over this and they feel like torn between. I think it's now become such a huge mess. That was the worst thing to happen, I think, for them, and I really don't know how this season is going to move forward for them.
Browns are such a weird team.
They are a strange bunch.
Another weird team.
Amari Cooper, just like, how the hell did he get that? I don't.
Another strange team, Washington.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I don't understand why you want Carson Wentz anywhere near your franchise.
He's better than Taylor Heineke.
Okay.
But that's not a high bar.
That's not a high bar. Did you see all the quarterbacks on the move this offseason?
Yeah, I don't know why.
It was crazy. Quarterbacks moving everywhere. Matt Ryan moved. Russell Wilson moved. And you settled with Carson Wentz. I think Washington, we've seen his ceiling. 2017, before he tore his ACL, I think that's the peak of Carson Wentz. He's not going to get back to that level.
He's not coming back.
Yeah.
No.
What we saw with Indianapolis is Carson Wentz of the present. It's the Carson Wentz of the future.
Commander Carson of tanking.
Commander Carson. And
he's a car crash Carson.
Car crash Carson.
So true.
I just don't. If I was a Washington fan, I don't want Carson Wentz anywhere near my franchise.
I would be sad.
Are there any fans left of Washington?
I don't know. Well, the whole ownership situation too.
Well,
is
in our
crazy.
interview coming up, Mark Rippon is still a fan.
Yes.
Poor dude.
Just they're not run very well.
Oh,
come on.
I mean,
he won the Super Bowl.
But now looking at this team,
they have promise. Defensively, they have a lot of promise.
Yeah.
Well, it's no surprise that I'm going to say Devontae Adams. Amari Cooper, I was kind of thinking about Dallas just kind of, galaxy braining their whole operation, like letting Amari Cooper go because they had to give Zeke money, which was a bad idea, and Dak Prescott getting money, which was also a bad idea. Both have inflated contracts. I'm not even going to get into that, but Devontae Adams leaving my beloved Cheeseland for the Las Vegas Raiders, who,
tough day. It was a tough day for you.
They like drama, too. They really like drama. So that's all I have to say about that. I just wish there was a Jenny who would run into the national pool, but that ain't happening. This ain't no Forrest Gump. Anyway, but that is my Forrest Gump cosplay. But the NFL has been madness. It really has. It's like the NBA. It's turned into the NBA. The NBA spreads, and I love it. Coming up, we're going to take a break. And after the break, Nick and I sat down with 1991 Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl 26 MVP, former Washington, then Redskins quarterback Mark Rippon. We talked with him. It was a fantastic interview. Make sure you guys stick around for that. We will be right back.